Guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Saikiran. Today we are going to discuss about AWS, EFS, and then we are going to discuss about AWS Glacier. Right, guys? Glacier, as I said you before in the storage classes. So Glacier is something which stores an historical data. Right? Glacier stores an historical data. Historical data is again nothing but you are just archiving the data. The very good example for this is 10 years back, 10 years back bank statements, right? So again, Glacier is something which is very straightforward. There is nothing to explain much in this Glacier. But today what we're going to do is we are going to create one S3 bucket. Don't stress yourself on Glacier, guys, because this is not that much important topic. But the reason why I'm telling you is you have to make sure that you are quietly aware of this Glacier, because interviewers might going to ask you what are the different types of storages. Then you can talk about S3, Glacier, and EBS storage also. Right, the first step what we're going to do, we are going to upload some files here, and under S3 we do have something called management. Under management we do have something called lifecycle rules. Okay, so once after this, what we'll be doing is we are going to create one vault. Vault is again nothing but Glacier. So there is no big options here. It will just ask you to mention the name and then simply click on create. So under this retention policies we do have something called different types of storage classes. What are these storage classes is, see, whenever uh, you are trying to move this data to archival, it will not directly move it will cross some storage classes. So we need to mention the storage classes, and then you also responsible for mentioning how many days you wanted to keep that data inside that storage class, 80 days, 180 days, and after 365 days you can simply delete the data. So we'll be seeing all this today. Okay, and the second major topic for today is, which is very important, guys, this is very important. In real time, they will simply ask you, Sai, can you please create a common library for our Jenkins servers? That's it. They are not going to explain you more. If possible, they're going to give you some IPs of the Jenkins and credentials. That's it. Not more than that. But it's your responsibility to make sure creating the common library for all the users, because see, in real time we'll be having development team. In real time we'll be having testing team or platform team, right? Or etc. etc. some other teams. What is the advantage of creating this common share folder is, what is the advantage of creating common share folder is, there are two Jenkins, primary one, I mean Jenkins 1 and Jenkins 2, primary and then secondary. Whenever jobs have been triggered, here there is a location called where logs syslogs. Logs will be generated here. Not every of the engineer will be having the access to it, right? So for in such reasons, what we're going to do is we'll be making sure that these logs will be stored under the common library. What was the common library we are going to follow in today, which is where library and then Jenkins. This is the common library we are going to follow, and we'll make sure that all these backup files are storing in this library, right? So let me draw you the proper architecture for you first, and then we are going to jump onto the practicals and we'll deploy this, right? So imagine I'm going to create one NFS share. We are going to get one mount path here, FS or some XYZ, and then Amazon.com, right? So I'm going to mount this to a library called, a directory called where library and then Jenkins. I'm going to mount it here, and once it is done, I'm going to mount this path to where, under etc fs tab. I'll show you. See, this is the mount path where it is. See, I'm going to copy and paste the, see here I'm mounting var library and Jenkins and NFS. Okay, and I'm going to paste it here. The one which I showed you now, I'm going to paste it here. Once this is done, I'm going to create two Jenkins servers. One is Jenkins primary and the other one is Jenkins secondary. So whenever the job has been ran from this Jenkins primary and secondary, This logs will be storing in our var library Jenkins. Actually, the default location for this logs is, as I told you before, var logs and then syslogs. This is the default location for this. Right? Let's go and do the practicals, guys. Make sure that you're practicing this. This is very important. And also, if you do have time, write an article on the LinkedIn and Medium also. I'll be taking you to the practical now. So this is my console, guys. First, I'm going to open EC2. I'm going to deploy two Ubuntu instances. One is primary Jenkins, and the second one is primary secondary. Let me deploy the instances. I'm going to show you only one. A secondary instance. Please do deploy yourself, just to avoid the extra time in video. I'm going to select Ubuntu 2022. Confirm. I need T2 medium Jenkins, right? We need bit performance. Medium is fine. Select PEM and my key, and then I'm going to select my VPC. Make sure that you're keeping your primary instance in 1A and the secondary instance in 1B. If you're deploying third instances, keep it in 1C. And I'll also put some user data here. I'm going to give you the user data. Don't worry. We are just installing some common files. See, this is a script. Yesterday night, I tried to automate this entire structure with the help of this Terraform, but we are facing a small issue with this Terraform script. I'll make sure that I'm going to complete, I'm going to resolve that issue. I'm going to give you this entire script, right? I'm going to keep it in an GitHub repository. Okay, now you deploy the second instance. So my primary instance is up, and let's wait for the secondary instance. Meanwhile, what would I do is I'll just log into this primary instance and do the necessary changes. Guys, first we'll complete the NFS task, which is the very most important task, and then we'll jump on to the Glacier task. Because Glacier task, don't stress yourself on the Glacier task because it is not that important. As I said before, it is a straightforward service. I'll just connect to my instance. So su hyphen no need of running apt update because it's already okay. Java is installed. I'll make sure that I'm creating a directory, which is a common directory of ours. Sorry guys, mkdir slash var library Jenkins. Right now I'm going to slash fs tab. Here I'm going to mention our mount path slash fs tab. Come back to your console and make sure that you're opening EFS service. We are going to create one EFS now. Our secondary server is also up. Okay, I'm going to delete this. This is not required. I'm going to create one new instance. New file system. Create file system. Give the name, or you can ignore it. I'm going to select my VPC. Create. That's it. Once you open, it will take some time, just a few minutes. Let's refresh it. Meanwhile, we're going to get one FS mount path here. So this is the one. Yes. Go back to your network. Scroll down. Let's wait for it to be available. Okay, now it is the network is available. Make sure you're selecting manage and change the security groups. Don't take default security groups because we have already configured our own security groups. Select the security groups, right? And then simply click on save. Done. Once you have copied this name, come back to your Visual Studio Code. I do have something here. I'm going to paste it. Make sure you're copying it properly. Okay. Now copy this entire path. Go back to your primary instance. This is my primary instance. I'm going to paste it here. Remove the unnecessary spaces. Control X, Y, save it. If you enter df-h, see nothing is there now. If I enter mount-a, it's mounted. df-h, see it is mounted. Now you have to follow the same steps. Cat etc fs tab. Follow the same steps for what? Follow the same step for the secondary also. Connect java-version. Okay. mkdir/var library Jenkins nano/etc fs tab. Paste it here. Do it carefully, guys. Don't rush. Control X, Y. Now what you have to do, make sure that you are mounting it. df-h. Nice, it has been mounted. Now you'll understand why we are doing this. I'll show you a clear example now. Where library Jenkins. Watch carefully, guys. I'm going to watch this ls-al. Nothing has been there, right? Watch ls-al. It's watching now. If I created one file. See, it's reflecting here. Now I'm going to create another file. See, it is reflecting here. Why it is reflecting? This is our task, right? Whenever a Jenkins job is running, all the logs should be stored in the common location. Which is the common location? Var library Jenkins is our common location. The reason why we are keeping in common location is, as I said in the diagram in the introduction part, imagine 10 platform engineers were working, so all do have access to this folder, and it will be easy for them to access all the logs if anything is required. Right now I'm going to remove this. Stop. Sorry, guys. Once it is done, go back to your primary server. Watch here carefully, primary and this is secondary if you have any confusion. Okay, come back to your primary server. I'm going to install Jenkins. I'll open GitHub. I do have Jenkins here. I'm going to give you the script, do not worry. Script.sh, copy this, nano jenkins.sh, paste it, control X, Y, chmod 777 jenkins.sh / install it. Wait for it to complete. Nice, our Jenkins has been installed successfully. Now simply go back to your console again, click on primary, make sure you're logging into the Jenkins. Copy the public IP, paste it here. What is the port of default port? 8080. Now I'll grab the password, cat/var library Jenkins secrets, and then initial password. Copy it. Come back here to your Jenkins, paste it, continue. Install suggested plugins, wait for it to complete. It's completing. Guys, in real time, the activities will be like this only. They will not ask you to only write the Jenkins Groovy scripts. They will be simply asking you, hi Sai, can you please create a common shared library for our Jenkins servers? And they're going to give you the Jenkins server IPs. If you require any credentials, then they're going to give you the credentials for CLI also. So rest all part, it's your responsibility to do it, right? Skip and continue as an admin. Save and finish, start Jenkins. Now I'm going to run one small job. I'm going to run one freestyle, select testing one, scroll down and then click on OK. Scroll down, select shell here, bin bash echo, we are testing primary. Oh, see, shebang is wrong. Bin bash, okay, save and then build now again. It's passed. Now I'm going to run it again. Okay, nice. Total 3 jobs, right? I'm going to get back to the dashboard. If you watch here carefully, we do have 3 jobs. Now I'll jump onto the secondary server and I'm going to install Jenkins there. Jenkins on the secondary server, and we are going to log into the Jenkins. And watch carefully, guys. Watch carefully what will happen after this installation. Chmod 777 Jenkins / Jenkins. Wait for it to complete. I'll show you something here on this instance. If you watch here carefully, um, cat/var library, not library, logs, system logs. See how many logs have been generated. We just ran the job, right? These are all Jenkins logs. These are under where? These are under system logs, under logs and then system logs. But what is our common directory? Our common directory in the sense whomsoever is having, like, all the team members are having the access for the common directory. So they wanted to watch these logs for testing or for support, or like in any issue occurs for debugging and all these things. Now I want all these logs to be placed under var library and then Jenkins. Now let's complete the same task on this secondary server, and then we'll see how we can able to push the syslogs to our common library. Our secondary server is also up. Now I'm going to open my secondary library, secondary Jenkins. Watch carefully here. I'm not going to enter the secondary password here. See, I'm still in primary server only. I'll just take the password of primary server, cat var library Jenkins secrets and then initial password. Even if I am entering the primary password, it will work. Why it is working? Put it in the comment section if you have time, guys. See, I have entered the primary password. I didn't even check the secondary server password. I have entered directly from primary password. See, it's logged in. It is logged in and it is showing the job. We ran the job on testing one. But how it is showing the job on secondary server? We have ran the job on primary server, right? But see, watch here carefully. We are it's visible on secondary server also, right? But I'll tell you something here. This particular task, we are going to achieve it in DevOps, not in AWS. If I ran one more job here, it will not reflect, because there is something called reload config. If you refresh, it should be automatically reflect here, but it will not reflect. What we're going to do is we are going to do some reload configurations that we are going to learn in DevOps. Do not worry. But for now, please put it in the comment section how this job is reflecting in the secondary server, and how the secondary Jenkins has logged in with the primary password, right? Now I'm going to do now I'm going to copy the syslogs to our var library Jenkins location. How we can do it? There is a script here with me. I'll show you. Where it is? Here it is, rotation.sh. What this script will do is, see, it will search for this folder, file, which is syslog or not. If it is not the file, then the script will throw an error and it will exit. If this is the file, and what it will do is, it will check the size first. If the size is more than 1024 MB, not MB, bytes, 1024 bytes equal to 1 KB, how it will check? It will check with this password du-b and then this file name, then it will get the output. So based on it, see here, if the size is greater than max size, then echo rotating. And here we have added the timestamp equal to what? Date and the current seconds, percentile and s. And then we are going to move this dollar file is again nothing but this file. We are going to move this file to var library Jenkins, and the name what we are giving here is backup dot at a particular timestamp. Here we are creating one timestamp, right? So at particular point of time, the timestamp will be attached to this file, right? Now let me copy this, guys. If you do not understand, don't worry, simply copy this and paste it in GPT tools and ask it, can you please generate line by line understanding of the script? That's it. You'll be able to understand. You will be able to understand each and everything of this file. I'm going to paste it uh, at root location nano rotating.sh, and I'm going to paste it here. Give Control X. Yes. Now if you watch carefully, I'll just go to the var location, var library Jenkins ls-al. You are not able to see any backup file here, right? See, no backup files here. Now see what will happen. Bash rotating. It's good. It's generated. Now I'll go here again. Where is CD? Yeah. See, I can able to see the backup file here. Backup. What is the name we have given? Backup dot timestamp. This is the timestamp. But see, we haven't achieved one more thing. This I'm doing it manually, but I wanted to do it automatically. For that, what we required? Pause the video and put it in the comment section if you know. We do require something called cron job, right? So in order to cron tab hyphen e and then enter, for actually in real time for every 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour they're going to give. This is my test environment, right? I'm going to give it for each and every second. Each and every second it will go and check the logs, sys logs, from where, from logs, from where logs and sys logs, and then it will check the size as per the script, and then it will check the size as per the scripts. Once it is done, then it will copy the file to our which location, where library Jenkins, which is our common location, and it will save it as backup.timestamp. Now I'm going to bash slash root slash where, what's my file, rotat rotating.sh. So each and every second this will run. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys. This is real time activity only. Now let's go back and check in the secondary instance whether it is reflecting or not. ls-al. See, it is reflecting here also. Nice. So this is all about the task. Now we are going to achieve the secondary task, which is the Glacier. Don't stress yourself much, guys, on this secondary task because it is not that important. But just to understand, make you understand, I am doing this Glacier task. First, I'm going to open S3 bucket, and then I'm going to open Glacier. See, we do have our bucket already. We have all the objects. I'm not allowing any access. Everything is blocked. If you go here, there is something called management. Under management, we do have life cycles. I'm going to delete this. Under management we do have life cycles, correct? And then this is called replication rule. I didn't tested this before, and I'm not sure what it is. Inventory configuration. If anyone knew this, please put it in the comment section. I also wanted to know. Replication rule is something, again, people who worked on storage devices or backup devices, they will be knowing it very well. See, one server is in Asia Pacific and the one server is in US East 1A, right? So if they wanted to replicate the data between these two servers from US to India, US to Asia Pacific, or Asia Pacific to US, vice versa, then we need to configure this replication rules, right? For now, we are not going to configure anything. Simply click on create lifecycle rule, give your name whatever you want, and make sure that you're selecting apply to all the objects in the bucket. Objects are nothing but the files which what you kept inside the S3 bucket, correct? So make sure that you're selecting this, or if you wanted to limit the scope, then you can select this and make sure that you're entering the correct prefix here. Okay, now I'm applying it to all the objects, and here is the major part, which is lifecycle rule actions. Let's select this and read it slowly. Move current version of the objects. What are the objects here? One which is there in the S3 bucket between what? Storage classes. It is simply saying, Sai, if you are adding the files, if you wanted me to archive the files, I'm not going to throw it directly to the archival storage. So there are some storage classes. What were the storage classes? Standard IA, right? I'm going to give this as 30 days. And then what was the secondary class? I'm going to give it as instant retrieval. I'll give this as 60 days. And flexible retrieval, I'm going to give this as 90. And which is the Glacier Deep Archive, I am going to give this as 180. I'll show you now clearly. You might be understanding now. See the current version actions. Day 0, you uploaded the objects. Day 30, after 30 days, objects will be moved to standard IA. After 60 days, it will be moved to Glacier Instant. After 90 days, it will be moved to the Glacier Flexible Retrieval. After 180 days, the objects to Glacier, like it will move to the Deep Glacier, right? or if you wanted to delete after 365 days, after 1 year you don't want the data, you just wanted to completely delete it. In such case, what you can do is just select this delete expired objects, make sure that you are selecting delete incomplete multiparts, scroll down and give the days here. What will happen after you creating this? Objects move glacier flexible interval formula the integral value. Okay, it should not be, I'll give this as 30, 90, maybe it should be less than the above 180 days, and then I'm going to give this as 365 days. If you have any confusion, you can see the values here. Okay, scroll down and then create the rule. It is creating. That's it. And the other side, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you are creating the vault here. Vault name, give whatever you want, turn off the notifications, simply click on create vault. That's it. I do have only two vaults. So we just updated this rule, right? When was our bucket object information was there? May 19. So it will take 30 days to move to the next storage rule. For now, I can't show you how the data will be moved to the archival storage, but there is a tool called, I do have that tool. There is a tool called Fast Glacier. See, this is the Fast Glacier. What will happen here is whenever you install it, just type in the Google Fast Glacier. It is very straightforward tool. You're going to get a pop-up here. So in order to get the details, what you have to do, you have to create one IAM user, and make sure you're giving the Glacier full access to it under attached policies. Okay, once it is done, copy the access key and secret key. You're going to get one pop-up here when you open this. So copy it and paste all the access keys and secret keys. Once you enter, it will take 2 minutes of time. In the 2 minutes of time, what this Fast Glacier will do is it will go and check in the backend, and it will gives the output like this. It will give you the dashboard like this, which means it has found a vault at US East, North Virginia, DSDS testing. We do have two vaults, right? See. Then simply what you can do, manual, this is a manual process. Simply what you can do, select upload file or upload folder, whatever you want, select the files and then upload it. That's it, right? That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubts, please put it in the comment section. Also, you can connect to me on LinkedIn. I request you to please share it with your friends. I request you to please, like, people whomsoever is willing to learn, freshers or people who are trying to transition in this channel. I believe they're gonna get a good content and good practical knowledge also. So that's all for today. Have a nice day, everyone. We'll see you in the tomorrow session. Bye bye.